Hi everybody, it's me, Mama Neptune, and you are in my kitchen. Um, and it's so funny because this kitchen needs work. It needs to be cleaned. I need to mop the floor. I need to, well, first I need to sweep the floor and mop it. I got to do all that. Got to get the counters, got to clean. I just bought all kind of new stuff for the kitchen. Little cutting board, a little set. I got one of these things. I got, they're very basic cookie sheet, some Tupperware bowls. Bowls and plates and shit and cups. Then of course groceries, fruit and veg, some herbs, some candles for magic, stuff to make jars with, and to cook, things to cook. And I just moved into my place not too long ago. And so I have a roommate, and my roommate is a male, and he don't really have, he's like a bachelor. He lives very bachelor-like. So I came in and there was nothing. So, we now have a microwave, and we now have stuff for the kitchen. I also got us, one second. Got us this thing here, because we need that. And just, stuff that needs to be done. I have to go in here and organize these cabinets. I have to go in here and organize the refrigerator and the freezer. I got to clean that all out. And I thought, wow, I'm really in my Cancer energy right now. I'm really in my feminine maternal energy. And this reminds me so much about why I need to start my video for Cancer when we're talking about how the signs have sex. So let me pop a squat and I'll be right back and talking to you guys. All right, guys. So, Cancer, how the signs have sex. And this is talking about your sun, your moon, your Venus, or your Mars, okay? I'm not talking about your rising sign. I'm not talking about your 5th house, and I'm not talking about your 8th house. Those are different videos, and I will get to them eventually. There are going to be some informations that overlap, but I really just want to get the characteristics of the signs when we're talking about planets, and then things will be modified when they're put in different houses and stuff like that, and I will talk about that. Okay. Okay. So, Cancer energy is ruled by the moon, okay? And the moon is what controls the tides on water, okay? So the gravitational pull from the moon is why we get the tides in our oceans and things, right? So the moon is very powerful. And when we think about in the zodiac, the water signs tend to err on the side of emotion and sensitivity. And with the moon ruling Cancer, then you can really see the tie that they have when it comes to the emotional pull, the push and pull that Cancers have. You also got to consider that the moon itself comes in cycles. You know, it waxes, it wanes, it's full, it's new, there's crescents, right? There's so many different energies from the moon, and how, you know, as we rotate around the sun and as the moon rotates around us, how there's so many different perspectives of what the moon is like in that given time. Okay, so when we're dealing with the moon as such an important force in any type of spiritual concept, where we're talking about the luminary of the moon in astrology, the moon itself in astronomy, the energy of the moon when we're practicing magic, when we're manifesting, things like that. Even people use the moon to keep more track of time, because the moon is more constant and steady, right? Rather than the earth circulating around the sun. You know, the moon really does help women to keep track of their cycles and everything like that. So for Cancer energy, they really do tend to embody a lot of outside forces, and they really do become overwhelmed because they receive so many different energies. They're basically satellites, you know, and they receive messages and they emit them. Cancer energy is the crab, okay? And crabs are hard on the outside, but they're very sweet and delicious when they dipped in butter on the inside, right? Especially the legs. Sorry to my vegetarians out there or vegans, but I eat crab legs. I try to eat crab legs once a week because there's this place in Atlanta that I like to go to, and it's like every Tuesday it's unlimited crab and shrimp, and I go up there and I eat, and it's good. Anyway, I love Cancer energy because my parents are both Cancers, and my twin flame is a Cancer, and this dude that's out here that I be fucking, he's a Cancer. And you know, a lot of my friends have been Cancers in my life. It's like a natural connection that we just really do deeply understand each other. So how do these Cancers, like, what does this even mean? You know, they're cardinal water signs, right? They rule the fourth house of home, and you know, it represents the mother figure. And you know, I want to tell you, because it's a cardinal sign, cardinal signs move, they initiate. Okay, when you're putting that in water, that means that they move and they initiate things based off of their emotions. So a Cancer can let their emotions get the best of them, and that's usually what happens, which is what motivates a Cancer to move and take action in the first place. They feel something, their vibe comes, their intuition comes, and they get a gut feeling, because Cancer does rule the gut. It also rules the mammary glands, and we'll get to that later. But yeah, these people, they really tend to go by the vibes that they get. They really do follow spirit a little bit more than other people. And Cancers are people who are very naturally guarded. And that can play a role because of the upbringing, because again, Cancer is ruled by the moon and represents the mom, so they not have a natural draw to feminine energy, or they could be repelled and repulsed by it. It really does depend. The mother and the feminine energy that they grew up around really does play a key role into the adult psyche that they formed, a little bit more than other signs, okay? And so their childhood, their upbringing, the love that they got or didn't get, whether their mother was smothering or passive, you know, whether she was giving a affection or she was cold and dry, that really does affect the way a Cancer is able to give and receive love in the future and when they're older. So A person who's a Cancer who vibrates on a lower vibration, you know, they tend to be really moody and petty, and you know, their mood swings are very volatile and very like, you know, they get set off very quickly, um, and they tend to be very unstable. I mean, and truth is, you know, cardinal signs tend to be a little bit less stable in the sense that they're initiative. Fixed signs like to be stable. Okay. So anyway, how do they have sex? That's what you're all here for, right? That's what you want to know. Cancer, suns, moons, Venus, and Mars. They really just want to feel comfortable. And it takes them a minute to feel comfortable. They want to feel as though they can trust you, but it takes them a minute to establish trust. And it's like they could be very standoffish, you know, at first, and they also can be a little bit more reluctant in moving forward in an intimate way than others, because they tend to want to see their vibes manifest. You know, they want to see if they can trust you. They want to see if you are who you say you are. They want to see things play out. When you do get a Cancer into the bedroom with you, you know, they're gonna really, you want to make them comfortable, and they're gonna want you to be comfortable. I would say when you're dealing with Cancers, you want to make sure that you have nice soft sheets and warm blankets. You want to give them cuddles and affections and kisses. They want to feel as though you are nurturing them, and they want to nurture you. See, Cancers are breast men. Most men who are Cancers are breast men. And it's so funny too, because I had originally planned to do the Cancer video in this little red dress with my titties all out. But then the way that things happened, I really didn't feel like doing the Cancer video at the time. So I'm doing it now, and this is the outfit I got on. I just got back from the store, so of course I wasn't gonna go to no damn grocery store with a whole bunch of goddamn titties out. And yeah, so not happening. But yeah, so Cancer men tend to really enjoy a woman's bosom because they always liked titties. Their mothers either had nice titties, or they were breastfed, or you know, they just, the women would hold them and let the baby just be on the titties and just lay and rest and feel comfortable, and they would fall asleep like that. You know, men with Cancer Venus, they definitely want to take a nap in your titties. You know, they definitely want to stick their dick between your titties and titty fuck you. You know, men with Cancer suns, they might like it too. You know, Cancer moons too. You know, Cancer moons do like titties, but they tend to like women who remind them of their mom. Venus Cancers too. You know, they do like women that remind them of their mom, or they like women who they feel could be good mothers. So they really like to watch you and observe you and see, you know, do you cook? Do you clean? How good do you cook? You know, are you good with children? These men get very turned on by a woman's physique that is very childbearing like. So big titties, a nice voluptuous bottom with nice hips. They like that because they naturally want to see you pregnant, okay? These men, these are the men that when you're dealing with them, and let's say he does get you pregnant, he's going to get cravings too, okay? He's going to be gaining weight too. he's gonna feel pregnant with you, okay? These are Mr. Moms, okay? Cancer men can be very domestic, and they want to see a woman that does have those qualities. But a lot of times, they can just take the role too. They don't. It really depends on the man, but these are men that are more than likely more so willing to clean and cook for you and stuff like that. Cancer women, they're they're gonna do the same. They like to cook and clean, and they like to just take care of people. Like, they're naturally just motherly to all kinds of people, and that's what they love. Like, they just want to feel like a Cancer woman who has a lot of Cancer in her chart. If you're sick, she's gonna want to make you some tea because she knows what kind of things to put in the tea to make you feel good, and she knows how to make you feel right. Like, she just wants to heal you, and it helps her a lot to do that. And a lot of these people, when they're having sex, they really feel vulnerable, and it's a very vulnerable act for them, and they want it to be intimate, and they want it to be warm, and they want it to be tender. The Cancer guy that I'm dealing with, he will not choke me. He has not choked me. I've asked him, I've begged him to just choke me, to just pull my fucking hair, all right? Tie me up, headbutt me, like, stick a finger in my ass. Like, I begged him. Like, I like pain. I like to be submissive. And he will not dominate me. It really frustrates the fuck out of me, I'm not gonna lie, okay? But they are more in the sensual side of things, okay? I'm not saying every Cancer don't get down with the get down. I'm not saying that if you are a Cancer and you freak nasty, that you gonna come in my comments and be all up in my shit like that. If you freaky, you freaky. But I can tell you from my space, the people who I've dealt with, they just, they don't want to do that to you. They respect you, or, their mother didn't raise them like that. They won't call you no dirty little cum slut. They won't call you a little cum bucket. They won't call you no bitch. That's not what they do. They're real gentlemen like. Now, Cancer woman, I feel like she actually likes that shit. I feel like she genuinely wants that shit. She fronts like she don't, but she do. And it's so interesting to me as well how Cancer energy can be very detached as well. And so they can be very clingy, but they can also be very detached. And you really want to look at the chart for the person that you're talking about, because you never know until you're in there, who you're actually dealing with. But Cancer energy can be detached, and that's because they really get a guard up, and Cancer can be very petty. And so, like I said, they're very emotionally motivated, and they move based off of how they feel. And so, Cancer can choose to purposely be petty, can choose to purposely spite you, and they really do carry that energy very well. And it's highly annoying, but that is their situation. That's their bag, right? A Cancer Mars, their sex is going to be pretty good. I'm not going to lie, because a Cancer Mars is very much a person that wants to just heal you with their genitals, Cancer Mars women coochie probably be super wet. you know. And Cancer Mars men, you know, they just want to like kiss on you, hug on you, give you everything, make you feel good. And, you know, they want to tenderly caress you and, you know. mm. Um, the Cancer I be fucking has a Taurus Mars. And I already did the Taurus, so you can go back and look at that video. And if you want to know how I'm getting smashed, you know, go look at that. But yeah, he has a Venus in Cancer too, though. But I'm gonna tell you, like Cancers, like I said, both my parents are Cancer people, and granted, I'm not wondering or thinking about how they get down, but I can tell you from their mannerisms, you know, like my father, my dad, he has a carpet cleaning business, so he is very much a Mr. Mom kind of person. You know, he has a carpet cleaning business. He's very successful with that. My grandmother, his mom, used to make him like do all her ironing because he was like the best ironer in the whole house. And she called him a technical ironer. My mother, you know, my mom, she's a Cancer. And she's very much like loving to cook. You know, when I was a little girl, I remember watching Food Network with her, and we would be cooking and stuff. And my mom is a very great cook, and I really enjoy that. um, so when it comes to Cancer, they want to feel needed. They want to feel appreciated. They want to feel as though they can open up to you. All right. They're very much in the same space as the guard, as Scorpio, but Scorpio is a little bit more intense. Cancer is intense too, but they will pinch you. Okay. Scorpio will sting you. A Cancer Mars person tends to get themselves in situations because they can let things come and pass, and they can be very passive, but they're not really passive. They just lack the ability to charge and attack you. So they can be very passive aggressive instead of being aggressive, you know, and that's why it's in detriment, you know, when we're thinking about Mars and its placements and stuff. Like I said, but in bed, they do like to make up for that in bed, you know. But these people tend to be more so willing to wait until they get to know you and they want to be with somebody familiar. These Mars and Cancer people can fuck their exes because they know that person. And they just want to feel comfortable with you, you know. They want to feel that, you know, if there's something off or something different or something wrong, they want to feel like you still love them and care for them and need them and desire them. And like Venus Cancer people, you know, these people, women who have Venus and Cancer have nice titties. Very nice titties. Usually they're really big and nice, but they're still plump and they're like shapely and it looks good. You know, women with a nice Cancer Venus, especially if it's like in a nice house, it's like aspected well, they're gonna have a really nice top shelf. You feel me? And they really enjoy that stimulation of their nipples. And so does men with Cancer. Men with a lot of Cancer, they like their nipples played with. And so does men with Taurus, okay, because they're very sensual. Men who have Moon and Cancer in bed. Okay, let me tell you something. I've noticed this, and this is something as well. Men with a lot of Cancer, they can like older women. They can like older women, but not only can they like older women, but they can like women that take charge of them and make them feel like they're a good boy. Okay, there's a little fetish that they may have. Okay, and you know, this guy I know who has a moon in Cancer, and he likes for a woman to pull his dick out and put it in for him. You know, he don't want to do that. He wants a woman to take the charge and do it, and then he'll, you know, do his thing. But he likes a woman to do that. He likes a woman to just like hold it and grab it. The Cancer that I be dealing with, he likes to be touched. You know, he wants to feel secure. And as weird as that says as being said, both of these men have confirmed that they like to feel secure in that way, where the woman is grabbing your dick, okay, and holding it, and they like it being squeezed a lot, and they just want to feel like you're grabbing them and like and telling them, you know, what to do. They like a woman to take over on them, and for them, they feel more secure in that way. They feel a little bit more safe in that way, and it's a little bit weird. I'm not gonna lie, but they are not initiators. These men are not initiators. They want to be led to the promised land. Okay, they want to be led to the promised land. And I don't know about women with Venus in Cancer. You know, I do feel like these women really will like smother you, and they'll be overjoyed and they just want to be with you all day, every day. And when you leave, they get an attitude because you've been with them for 3 days and then you went with somebody else. I can definitely see that. But these are women who also like really enjoy like giving you things and doing for you, and you know, they're very much acts of service, love language type of people, or even affection or words of affirmation. Like they could really have any love language actually, and they probably do a combination of them all because they just are over like joyed and overfilled with love, and they just want to give you all of them. And you know, people with a lot of Cancer, they could be very closed off if they've been hurt. So this is where the detached energy comes from, because they feel so deeply that if they get hurt very deeply, and then they tend to be spiteful, and they could get into their lower vibrations pretty easily. Let's see. But yeah, that's sex. They really want to feel comfortable with you more than anything. They really want to feel as though they can trust you with them, their body, more than anything. They're very tender and passionate and affectionate. And, you know, it's like if a Cancer trusts you, they may be willing to go outside of their comfort zone for you, but they got to really trust you. Especially because I will get to the Cancer ascendant, and I'll tell you what I mean about that, you know, but they do have a freaky side. You just gotta tap into it. You gotta be somebody that they really fuck with in order to go that way. You know, it's like something that they just have to like. It does take time for the Cancer to venture out and do things that are a little bit outside of its comfort, but you know, it's cool. It's cool. It's fine. You know, they also tend to be a lot of homebodies. You know, and so y'all, Netflix and chill is definitely a Cancer type of situation, Taurus situation. Yeah, those are the main two signs that come to me with that, because being able to chill, be it comfortable, being at home, eating, watching TV, cuddled up on a couch, and then you're having sex, that's very Cancer, fourth house. And that's also very Taurus-like because they're cheap. Okay. But yeah, I will talk to you guys later. If you have anything to add as a Cancer, any type of things that you're really into, any type of things that you want to share, your experience with being with a Cancer, or you just being a Cancer and you want to share about your sexual style and your nature, then go ahead and comment below. I'd love to hear about it. Bye.